welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I'm your host as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the award-winning Fan Show. That's right, everybody. Everybody is a fan of something, and we have got something for every fan, including those of you that are fans of football. I don't know if there's many of you out there, right? There's not a whole lot. Not nearly all of Fan Nation likes football, am I right? Well, I take that back. There's a few of you that don't, and it's the BattleBots group out there. They like to tell me, well, I don't really listen to your sports stuff, but anytime you do BattleBot stuff, I'm all over it, which is fine, whatever's your flavor. But we have the flavor of football today. We're going to do a special because we are 5 sleeps away. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before the AFE, American Football Events, Team USA All-American Bowl, the best of the best, and as I like to say, the best of the best versus the best of the best, and that is a real tongue twister. I think I said vest in there one time, but yes, the best of the best. And joining me tonight in just a few minutes is actually the man behind the madness, behind really this beautiful concept that is American Football Events, and that is Coach Dale Glossenger, Coach G as we call him, and he's going to tell us more. We had a great conversation, took a deep dive into this, and really couldn't be more excited. For those of you that don't know, I will be making my live broadcasting debut as the play-by-play commentator for this event. Kickoff happening in Virginia Beach, and it will be at 5 Eastern, and that is 2 Pacific time. And like I said, I couldn't be more honored, really privileged to be a part of such a great organization. Of course, we talk about that, but a few things that you need to know for the AFE is that you can follow them on social media. At Twitter, they are at AFE_team_USA. And again, Saturday, live from Virginia Beach, is the AFE Team USA All-American Bowl Best of the Best. Top 100 athletes, and it's actually a whole week-long thing. It's happening from May 15th through the 19th. The 18th is the big day, and it will be brought to you by Steve Weed Media. I mean, there's a number of other sponsors, but the live stream itself, my partner in crime, Steve Weed Media, is going to be making it all happen. And we're very excited for this because they've tried to do this before to an extent, but not with someone, I guess, of my talent. And for them to say that, really speaks volumes to not only my body of work, but my relentless effort into trying to make myself the best that I possibly can. But we've got Rock Tape. We've got, Virginia Beach Sports Marketing, Signature Championship Rings, and RWB Sports Events, and looks like there's several other sponsors, and we'll get through all of those as we get through the different days of the week and the different events while we're there. I'll be interviewing players and coaches, and it's going to be a great time. It really is. So tell all your friends and family, May 18th, 2019, game time is actually at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 Pacific. So 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Mark your calendars, set your alarms, all that good stuff. You will be able to check this thing out, and it'll be available. The links are all over the place at AFE's Facebook page, their Twitter handle, and even their Instagram. So make sure that you're in the loop. In fact, I will get you their little Facebook link right now. And let's see here. Yes, American Football Events USA All-Stars. And like I said, this is going to be the place that you want to go to make sure that you are tuned in and that you are ready, because it's going to be a great event. I know a few of the guys that are playing in it. They speak very highly of it. You heard from Jordan Endries last week, and he speaks very highly of this. And it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. It really is. I couldn't be more thrilled about making my live broadcasting debut than at a event such as this. If you're in the Virginia Beach area, it will be at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex 2044 Lansdowne Center Way, Virginia Beach, Virginia 23456. And that is actually, there's a free football camp just before that. Boys and girls 5 to 15 are welcome to participate in it. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. American Football Events is really doing a great job with this, and I'm psyched. So again, all the events happening May 15th. The game is on the 18th. It is 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And let me see if I can find the link here for you guys. But go and check out American Football Events USA Team All-Stars. It's a Facebook page, and you can see where the link is. Yeah, AFETeamUSA.com is the website, and then the link should be available there as well. Brought to you by Steve Weed Media. So I think I've done all the plugs, all the sponsors, and all the shout-outs that I need to before we get to the meat of this, which is my conversation with Coach G. So without further ado or any more delay, enjoy my conversation with the man himself. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, since we are just, we're under a week away from the big moment, American Football Events, All-American Bowl, the best versus the best, and I have the man, the myth, the legend, if you will, the man behind all of it, Coach G, a.k.a. Dale Glossenger. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us tonight.
Yeah, it's a real honor, a real privilege. Of course, I found out about you and your organization through Jordan Endries, who we talked to last week about AFE and what, in his mind, makes it so special. And, he's always spoken so highly of it, even a year ago when he was trying to make it happen so that I could come down and be a part of your event in some way, shape, or form. But he's never said, I don't think there's been a negative thing about this. And he said what's even better is what makes it so special, which is that it looks at, in his opinion, character over talent, and that you guys have, I guess, in turn, a higher standard. For you, let's go ahead and start off with what you feel makes AFE so special.
Well, I have to piggyback off of Jordan a little bit. The uniqueness of our program is not just what we do on the field, but what we do off the field. It's based on the character of building your professionalism on and off the field. I've been a coach for 26 years. In the last 10 years, what I've seen is a lot of players either coming out of high school or still in the collegiate levels looking for another opportunity to go further in their career are not getting it based on athletic ability, but they're missing out on chances based on what's happening off the field. You know, the way social media is today, it can make you or break you. And we want to provide a community-based program that wherever we travel, whether it's within the United States or outside internationally, in several different countries we travel, that we're giving back to the community. And we do that through local kids camps, visiting children in the hospital. And we provide these players with a purpose of not just showing up to play a football game, but more importantly, being able to do something that's better than just football, and that's giving back to the community.
Yeah, Jordan mentioned that a great deal as well, being able to give back. I said, you guys give, or football gives you so much in the way of opportunity, maybe even a job, so to speak, for a while. And then, of course, it can lead to one door opening, and then in turn another door opening, another and another. And for you guys to be able to give back is very important. I don't think I've ever met a player, regardless of how long they actually played the game, that didn't want to give back somehow. So how do you feel that AFE gives back, and why it's such a great opportunity for players to participate and be able to do that through?
Well, many of the players that have been a part of our program over the last few years have been able to use this as a stepping stone to further their career on and off the field. We've had, just in the last year, we had 9 players that played at the next level that basically collected a paycheck. We've had a couple players that got college opportunities for what they've been able to do. But also, we've had players that literally said, Coach, I just want to let you know I had an interview for a job, and based on what I was doing with AFE, it landed the job, whether it was because they saw something that was in their resume, whether they saw the ring that they were wearing, or they watched one of the videos that they attached to the resume of what we do on and off the field. And that's what it's about. Yes, we all love the game of football and we all want to further our opportunities, but it's also a way that we can build our network and our profile to show that it's more than just a game. It's an opportunity for us. And as we talk about it when we travel outside the United States, it's the international language, and that's the language of love and being able to put a smile on somebody's face. You don't have to know how to speak the foreign language of Spanish or French or Portuguese or Brazilian, wherever we're at. You just got to be able to know how to put a smile on a child's face. And that's really what it's truly about.
Yeah, I concur with that. I think that's a great thing, what you guys are doing and being able to do that. So we're going to talk about the international success of AFE here in just a moment. But let's go ahead and give the listeners some background here first. How long, or I guess let's start with when was AFE established?
This is starting our 5th year, and it is this coming event in next week in Virginia Beach will be our 18th event.
Wow, 18th event and going on 5 years. That's really something. How did all of this start?
Well, myself and one of my other coaches, Coach John Burns, is like my brother from another mother. We both had an opportunity back in 2012 to be a part of another Team USA program called the Patriots at the time, and got to travel to Mexico and Costa Rica and a couple other places. And at that time, the difference in the programs was it was just truly about a football game. Let's go internationally, play a football game, have a party, and go home. Well, when that program was starting to dismantle and fall apart, we brought it to ourselves that we need to do something to keep this alive but make it better. And, I've been coaching 26 years, and I've always saw that there was a need for what we're doing, not just on the field, but off, and built the program from the bottom to where we basically, most of my staff, myself, and majority of my staff are previous military, previous law enforcement. So it's very disciplined. It's very structured. For some of our players that have played D1 ball, they say it's one of the best things because they can see that structure. We all have a uniform, whether we're going out, whether we're having a team meeting, whether we're having practice. There is an attire for it. You're supposed to be at a designated location at a certain time. So it's very disciplined, very structured, very organized. And it's amazing to see in 5 days what you can do with a group of 50 players and how you can, within 24 hours, bring them together. And some of these players that met 10, 15 events ago are now best men in their weddings who never knew each other.
Wow, that's something that really speaks to the camaraderie and the brotherhood that you have going on there in AFE and the sport of football, which I don't think gets really enough credit for that aspect, of brotherhood and being there for each other. Now, one thing that I will point out that you mentioned and that I have a lot of respect for is that, you said that guys like AFE and they enjoy it because, you said your family comes from a certain background with discipline and standards. And, a lot of people will sort of be drawn to something because it's run like a tight ship, right? Or it's, very professional. But in all reality, I don't really think it's a matter of being professional. I think it's having a bar, having a standard and meeting that every time without, very many F.A.N exceptions. It's like whenever you start a business or start a new journey, you're like, here's our bar and here's the standard that we've set for ourselves. We're going to continue to meet that until we exceed it. And then once we do, we will move the bar to the next level accordingly. And I think that's what a lot of people like, because there's a lot of organizations, there's a lot of programs that they try. And I commend them for trying, but they can only try so much, and then there's chaos. And you guys don't seem to fall into the chaos. It seems to be very, a well-run organization.
Well, that comes to many years ago when I was inducted into the AFA Hall of Fame. I remember a reporter asked me, and he said, Coach G, how were you so successful with the championships and the wins that you have over the years? I said, I had nothing to do with it. If you surround yourself with good people and you surround yourself with a good staff and good players, good things will happen. And that's the same in life. If it's in a business, what aspect it is, Surround yourself with good people and good things will happen. And that's the great thing about this program is we've got a good staff. We've got a good program in place. And, anytime, if you want to know if you're being successful, you just measure it by the number of haters you have. Because if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right.
Yep.
But everybody's going to want to measure up to the next level, and everybody's want to try to be better than what you're doing. But that's the one thing about our organization and program is, as you said, we set a high bar, we set a standard, and when we get close to that standard, we're going to set another high bar and another standard. And we just keep increasing it and making it, we're all competitive in nature, and I don't want to outbe done by anybody else. So I will continually help this program grow in the right direction. And we did that by we just recently added our women's program, which is flourishing and in leaps and bounds with what we're doing with AFE.
Yeah, you just beat me to the perfect segue because I was going to talk about, progressing and flourishing, and I was going to mention the women because that's what I wanted to talk about as we get to the international aspect of AFE, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my interpretation of it. So up here in Washington, Seattle has an LFL team, which was once known as the Lingerie Football League. It's now called the Legends Football League, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're competitors, they're athletes, but people still look at them as sort of gimmicky, right? Like it's not to be taken overly serious. And you guys have this all women's events that you do, and I feel like you're trying to shed the skin that is the negative, gimmicky feel that women's football has had in the past. And I feel like you guys have done an incredible job of that. Some of the videos and everything, the testimonials that I've seen really are a testament to what you guys are doing. How do you, explain that success with that portion of it?
Well, we found out real quick, especially from a coach's standpoint, that it's not men or women, they're athletes, and they want to be treated as athletes. Whether it's football or any other sport, they just want to be treated equally. And they truly were competitors of the game, both on and off the field. And the one thing that it really, from a coaching standpoint, was it brought us back to our roots because with most of your guys, they started at a young age of 5, 6 years old. And sometimes it's very difficult to coach because they've got that mindset that I've already been coached. I already know that. Where with our girls athletes, they knew the X's and O's, but it was a lot about getting back to the roots of coaching concepts and why you're running certain routes or why you're playing certain defenses. And when they saw that, it was very inspirational because they saw how it helped their game, helped put them in a position to win. And that was exciting by itself. But it's growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, women's football, American football right now in the United States is probably one of the fastest growing sports. And they've shown and proved that they can be just as competitive on and off the field, whether it's in a coaching role, whether it's in a playing role, as the guys are. And we're excited about the levels of where we're going to be able to take that. Internationally, it's one of the fastest growing sports right now with the amount of teams that are out there. But in the United States, there's well over 100 American football women's teams right now. So it's definitely an opportunity that we saw a need and wanted to jump on it. And like I said, I don't like to be playing second fiddle. I like to be out front. So that's where we jumped on it ahead of time.
So being as hands-on as you are and watching the women's part of your program flourish, as you've said that it has, and I believe it because I've seen the stuff from the events myself, are we closer to either integrating women into the NFL on a player standpoint or seeing a league done that's not considered gimmicky like the LFL? And I'm not saying that it is. It's just that in my mind, from what I've heard from people around, that it is still sort of, they don't even know that it's changed to the Legends Football League. And do you think that women and men should share the field together given football's physicality?
I don't think we'll ever see that at this time. No. What I do see is a future in a professional women's league that would be very successful with the amount of athletes and the amount of programs that are out there. That's probably the role I would take a direction at. whether the NFL is a part of that. I mean, we're now seeing where the NFL are bringing in some of the female coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to think that it's being used as a gimmick. I want it known as it's truly about their ability. We've got coaches on our staff, female coaches that have been around in the game a very long time, know and understand the game very well, and are just as knowledgeable of the program and of the game as I am after 26 years.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely stepping forward, and we're going to see more and more of it grow very quickly. And I'm very proud to see where that direction's taken. The WFA Women's Football Alliance has just did for this season right now. They're halfway through their season. There's 65 teams in that one league.
Wow. Wow.
So, I mean, that's pretty strong. We don't have many men's programs that have 65 teams in it anymore.
So clearly the potential is there, and you're happy to help where you can, which I think you've done a tremendous job of. So congratulations on that. Going into the 5th year and doing 18 events, of course, you always want to be better than you were yesterday with what you've learned today. And where do you see the potential? If sky is the limit, what is the sky for AFE?
I don't think there is a sky. I don't think that we have an endless potential. I think that the sky can really be matched with what we do from week to week and month to month. We started with 2 events a year. We went to 4. We're up to 6 events a year. We could possibly move into 8 events a year. So the growth is just astronomical right now because of the things that we're able to do together on and off the field. I really foresee other opportunities. We're in the process of a sister company that we have called RWB Sports, Red, White, and Blue, that we're going to do this same mindset, this same concept, but we're going to start doing it as a senior showcase game with high school athletes to give them an opportunity. And the difference is I don't want to compete with the all-star programs that are out there for the Christmas breaks during December, January, the Under Armour, the Blue Gray, the All-American, because that's really focused towards your D1 scholared athletes that's their showcase game. I want to do a game in June where I pick a city, Seattle, Houston, San Antonio, Orlando. I invite 100 seniors, and then I invite all the local D2, D3 JUCO schools to give these guys that second chance opportunity. So there's potential growth. We've talked about starting a coaches clinic for the women's side. There's just a lot of opportunities still for further growth within the program, and we're excited about it.
Seeing you and I talked about the AAF, the Alliance of American Football, and how we felt that it was. The marketing was done great. Obviously, there was a money issue that was a bit behind the scenes. But after week 1 and 2, you and I both thought that there were some player names that popped up that we didn't really think were what the league was supposed to be about, which was the development of younger athletes. So seeing their success, but then ultimate failure, and doing what you do with AFE. Is development to that degree something that you feel you would take upon yourself?
For sure. It truly, a lot of players now, they either don't have the right film or they're not getting enough film. As bad as it sounds, it really still comes down to a lot of the politics.
Yep.
I've been coaching 26 years. Do I feel like a coach at the NFL level? Certainly. Do I feel like I should be there? Certainly. But at the same time, a lot of times, and it's the same way in life and with any job we have, a lot of times it becomes politics. It's not what you know, but who you know. And sometimes these players just need that opportunity. They need an opportunity for somebody to put them in that spotlight to say, hey, take a look at this guy. And, and see where it goes from there. We both know, and we could sit here from a history standpoint and point out many players that started in leagues or programs that would have never been in the NFL. Kurt Warner was a star arena ball player.
Yep.
So, and now he's a Hall of Famer. So there's a lot of opportunities that still guys get. I just don't want people to have a misconception. Sometimes I make sure and this is really important, Richard. We have guys that come to our program, and I'm as honest as the day is long, and I'll be real with them. This is your next level.
Yep.
This is your next level. You know, don't try to live a dream that's beyond your means. Doesn't mean not to dream. Doesn't mean to have goals, but don't live one that's beyond your means. So sometimes come to the program with an open mind that this is your next level. Take it one step at a time. And that's really been a key factor with some of these guys coming in here. And they do that, and then they actually get opportunities, whether it's in the arena or whether it's going overseas to Europe. You know, so we're excited about those to continue to push these opportunities forward.
Yeah, I mean, take advantage of the opportunities presented to you. Take advantage of every opportunity, and most of all, like, enjoy it. You know, it's dress rehearsal to some extent. And I remember getting into this podcasting in the show back when I was in a rock band right out of high school. I remember an interview with the lead singer of Incubus, Brendan Boyd, and his words in that interview stuck with me still to this day. They said, "What does it take to make it as a band?" And he said, "Play everything." He's like, "You haven't made it until you've made it. So play everything." We played every birthday, every bar mitzvah, every dive bar, like every gig we could get, we played it. And I feel like that's a mentality that a lot of people overlook, is that you're never really above any opportunity. You need to take advantage of every opportunity, and AFE is one of those opportunities.
Well, it also goes straight. That's a great point you made when it comes to take every opportunity. Too many times players also get set in their mind, well, I play wide receiver. I don't play anything else. You know, and truly, I can remember, I mean, I'm a little bit older than most, but I remember Deans May was one of the top All-American recruits at quarterback in North Carolina. Back in the late 80s, early 90s. He got picked, got a college scholarship, went to Carolina, walked into camp. Within 2 days, they said, "You're no longer a quarterback, you're a tight end." Spent 15 years in the NFL as a tight end. You know?
Yeah.
He was an All-American quarterback. No one ever told him he was going to be a tight end.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times people, just – as you said, I can't tell you how many players never thought that they were going to NFL as a long snapper.
Yeah, they need those too. They really do.
You know? So, but I'm really excited to have you coming on board, be a part of the next event we got coming up in Virginia Beach. It's an opportunity to see what we do. You know, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to see it behind the scenes and to be a part of it. And we're definitely excited to have you there and to join the family of the AFE. For 23 of my 26 years, I started a football motto and I turned it into a life motto. There's only one way to do it, and that's what? Together. There's only one way to win, that's what? Together. And it's the same in life. You'll fail on your own. You know, surround yourself with good people and you will succeed. And that's really what it's about. So, Richard, thank you very much. We look forward to being able to make this something that'll prosper for everyone and continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm really honored, Coach. This will be my live stream, live broadcasting debut, and couldn't be a better fit for me. If I knew nothing else about it, talking to Jordan and, of course, you yourself would be enough for me to sell me on just the potential of this event and the kind of culture that I'm getting myself into. So it is the USA American Football Events All-American Bowl, best of the best. The top 100 athletes converge on Virginia Beach May 18th, and you can see the live stream. The link is available through Steve Weed Media. And Coach G, an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'll see you shortly.
We have just one last thing, Richard. We have other events coming up. We have the Lone Star Ball in Texas, August 17th. We have our next women's event, July 28th in Virginia Beach. And that all can be found on our website, afeteamusa.com.
Excellent. AFEteamusa.com. Well, Coach, get some sleep if you can. I know that this is
appreciate it.
You know, the big showing coming up, but I will see you in Virginia Beach, and safe travels to all the players,
Same
coaches,
to you.
and staff. And thank you so much again. You have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, Richard. Bye-bye.
And one more big thank you to Coach G for taking the time. Like I said, I'm super psyched about this event and the opportunity that has been presented to me, and I'm going to make the most of it. That's all I really can do. I mean, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking, trying not to get in my own head, but it's going to be a good time. It really is. I'm excited to see some of the guys meet people for the first time, see old friends like Jordan Endries and whatnot, but it will be the American Football Events Team USA All-American Bowl, the best of the best versus the best of the best. Team versus team, 11-on-11 outdoor football. And again, you can catch the live stream. Visit AFETeamUSA.com. Steve Weed Media will be the man making it happen. So I will see you guys. I'll try to do some live episodes while I'm there if I can, but otherwise, I got to fly out tomorrow. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long couple of weeks for me, and it all starts in Virginia Beach. So thank you again, all of you guys, for tuning into this special episode, and don't forget to give them a like and a follow, Facebook, Twitter, and they even have an Instagram for all the latest updates, and we'll be coming to you live from Virginia Beach starting on May 15th. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, best of luck to you and yours. Go Niners, and of course, it's all fun and games until you butt fumble. Good night.
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his own player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.